video, Dog Squad, we are going to be doing Week 15 NFL predictions here on the channel. But before we get into this video, I do want to point out something that I will be putting up a poll later this week on what maybe content you want me to maybe get rid of. It will be something that I have, on here on the content channel that I'm usually doing. If there's something you want me to get rid of, or if there's nothing. I've been looking to see, because the viewers I know haven't been as good, and that's okay. That is definitely okay. I'm just trying to find a way to up my channel, because I noticed that, not like I'm so obsessed with viewing and all viewers and all that, but I'm just saying the attention grabbing on the content, grabbing attention, trying to get maybe other people to be part of the Dog Squad. It was good. It had a great rate, but I'm seeming to be that the views and all that have gone down. So I'm just wondering, is there something? Because I want to keep my channel good for y'all, the Dog Squad. That alerts me. Does that have something to do with my schedule, maybe? Because like I said, I only do it during weekends, but that hasn't been bothering anyone on the channel before, and I'm just wondering, is that part of it? Is because when I checked, the last time we had a really good view video was Week 5 of the NFL season, which I took about a couple week break, like I've had before, and then my views it really hasn't gone down, which is fine because people are busy. I'm just wondering, is it something to do with my schedule? Is it content-wise? So something I can change? I just want to talk to y'all for a second about that. Again, there's nothing wrong about being busy or leaving the channel. That is perfectly fine, but that has something to do with content. I don't want to be sitting and making the same content. If it has something to do with schedule, I'll do the best I can. Remember, I am a teenager, so that tends to be the case. So just that sets up. I'll put up a poll starting tomorrow, and we'll get that settled. And that's what we'll do. But as we get in this video, I do want to thank everyone that's watched my videos. I do want to thank you for all the views, likes, and subscribers. We're close to 1K, so let's try to get there soon. Now, without further ado, let's get right in this video. Alright, here we go, Dog Squad. So as you see, my prediction record is 135-74. Remember, these are counting Thursday Night Football picks. It's like I've said just before, I can't do videos during the week unless it's a Christmas break. We have Christmas break. I have exams this week. We'll be starting on Thursday of Christmas break. So that'll be cool for videos and all that, and just let you know what I can balance coming to the channel on content. Especially, I love doing this, but if it's not working for y'all like it was before, that I will be willing and happy to change that for the Dog Squad. And I got plans and I got time to do that. Of course, I'm spending time with family and I'll be busy, but I'll be making sure I get videos too. So, but this is my record, 135-74, counting Thursday Night Football games. Week 15, I already got the correct pick of the LA Rams, 60%. The first pick is the Chiefs and the Browns. Obviously, I'm going to go with the Chiefs. We've seen Jameis Winston play. It's fun to watch him, but I'm sure Kansas City's going to somehow squeak this win out, go to 13-1, they'll be down by 7 or something, and they'll come out. Patrick Mahomes will score a TD, and then they'll go into overtime off a blocked kick or something, and then they'll win it off a coin toss, something like that. But the Chiefs will win this. It's just kind of hard it's kind of hard to bet against Kansas City. They somehow always find a way to win. They'll play down to the Browns level. It's going to probably happen tomorrow. They're not a dominant team. They're not a consistent team. And they don't really look 12-1, but they are. So they're somehow winning games. So we got to give it to them. They are. So Chiefs will win tomorrow. Next up, the Cincinnati Bengals and the Tennessee Titans. Look, I know the Cincinnati Bengals aren't the best team this year, but they beat Dallas, not even playing their high-powered offense, because the defense is solid, and then they blow it when we need them most, and then the offense never can get anything. But that is something when you have people injured and all that. But anywho, the Bengals, though, I think are going to tear up. Tennessee's got not a bad defense, and their offense is okay. And, they didn't prove it last week, but their defense is actually pretty solid. And I think the Cincinnati Bengals could get in trouble, but I just don't think Tennessee's going to get anything going on the offensive side. They could, though. This could be a close game, but I don't see really Cincinnati losing this game, especially they have Tennessee's number. They beat them every single time they play. So give me Cincinnati in this game. Next one is the Commanders and the Saints. Look, if Dallas does end up losing we do need the Saints to beat the Commanders. I don't see the Commanders losing tomorrow. I don't think the Saints defense is pretty good. But I think the Commanders offense, of course, we've seen Jaden Daniels play much better this year before. I know he hasn't played as good earlier the past few weeks. We're saying Bo Nix might be offensive rookie of the year. Who knows? The Saints are putting in a backup QB, so that might affect it. That's another reason why I just don't think the Saints team's going to get anywhere close to that. The Saints team isn't good, so I just think the Commanders are obviously the better team. The defense will stop pretty well at that Saints offense. With Alvin Kamara, Alvin Kamara is probably the only good piece right now on that team because everyone else is hurt on the offense because you got Taysom Hill's hurt. And then Chris Olave, I think he might be out there, but big part of the offense is probably them. Derek Carr's hurt, I guess, because they say they're putting a backup QB tomorrow. So, but the Commanders, their defense is on and off this year. They're not top-ranked defense this year, but they'll be able to contain a banged-up offense of New Orleans. So I'm not really going to be hopefully worried about that pick. But, hey, if the Saints pull it through and Dallas loses, that'd be great to save our season. But, we would like a higher draft pick. This one should be easy. Baltimore Ravens and the New York Giants should not be that tough of an answer. Ravens somehow lose this game. I don't even know what to say. The Giants are terrible, worst team in the league right now. Only team, I think, with 2 wins. Only 2 wins. Ravens, top-notch with Derrick Henry. This should be a blowout. I'm saying hopefully as in I want them to blow out the Giants. And I'm obviously hoping that Derrick Henry has a really good day, which I think he will against I don't even know, Giants team that's just not good at anything. And then the Cowboys and the Panthers. I'm going to have to pick Carolina due to what just way they've been playing. Bryce Young at a different level lately. I mean, it's also another just a win-win situation to me because, of course, I want Cowboys to win, and most likely if we lose, we're probably going to be eliminated. But now we win, I think we're staying in a contention. I will be at the Cowboys Tampa Bay Buccaneers game next Sunday night. So I will probably do maybe a little live stream sometime like I did last year. So make sure you stay tuned for that during the game. And I'll have a preview unless y'all don't want me to do previews anymore, which I don't even know. If we're eliminated from the playoffs, I don't think I'll do a preview. And we'll probably have some Madden simulations, but it also depends what y'all see on the poll this week. That's why I'm giving y'all a few days to see all the views and votes get put in. But anywho, Carolina's just playing much better. I know they're a 3-10 team, but this team has evolved from, I know they haven't won these games, but they're doing this against tough opponents. The Tampa Bay, Philadelphia. I mean, they were doing these against pretty good opponents, and we're not a good opponent. And they're at home, and they're going to probably be a little more hyped. I know they're eliminated, but they're going to be more hyped. They're going to be excited. Carolina's different than they were last year. Now, I could see Dallas putting up the win. I could definitely see, somehow Bryce Young not having as big of a game. The defense playing pretty well. The offense still having trouble. It's a low-scoring game. Dallas wins maybe like 16-9, 20-10 or something like that. But I think Carolina's going to pull off the win tomorrow. And we all know why. It's this team. I think the Panthers are a lot more confident, I think, right now than Dallas is, I think, especially with Bryce Young. And I think if they can get some better weapons. Adam Thielen's not bad. He's been doing pretty well also the past few weeks. And this Carolina defense is actually pretty good, or at least they're solid. So they can make a few adjustments, and they can maybe 6 or 7 wins next year. I mean, maybe have a chance, not the playoffs, but maybe, who knows? They've already turned around in a couple years, but we'll see what happens. But I think they pull off Dallas. New York Jets and the Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, Jacksonville's offense is really nothing right now. They got Matt Jones at QB. They got no one really. I mean, Etienne's always hurt. Somehow he's always banged up, I mean, this Jaguars defense is one of the worst in the league right now. It doesn't really make sense for this Jets team to lose this game. I mean, well, it does because they're the Jets. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to take that back. It does. Jets always find a way to script a game. They always find a way to lose with all that talent. It doesn't make sense whatsoever. But the Jets and Aaron Rodgers, they're gonna get the win tomorrow. Beat dude to just they're the better team. Honestly, they're just the better team. They've got better key pieces on both sides of the ball. They've connected to Devontae Adams quite a bit more lately, so we'll see that tomorrow. I do think they'll get the ball to him quite a bit, and to Garrett Wilson. Al Lazard's been out, but I think Aaron Rodgers has been playing a little bit better. We've seen the Jets kind of do a bit better, but not enough, of course, to say, oh, well, if they start doing this at the beginning of the season, we could see a little bit more, some more wins, but it wouldn't have done anything, I don't think. Probably be in the same boat we are. But they're going to beat Jacksonville tomorrow. Houston and the Dolphins got quite a bit of games tomorrow. The Dolphins, Texans, Houston has been. We've seen them not have. I had them in the AFC Championship this year. You know, you had C.J. Stroud, 3 at least top 20 receivers: Collins, Dell, and Diggs. Diggs gets hurt, and then you got Collins and Dell that get hurt every once in a while. This defense is really the only thing saving them. C.J. Stroud not playing well. Joe Mixon's really the only reason why this offense is really scoring anything. This C.J. Stroud has not been throwing as many TDs as I suppose. He's having a sophomore slump. Defense is basically keeping them in it, which I think they'll be able to contain Miami for a while tomorrow. Miami's 11th in passing defense. I would like to say Miami wins. But then again, we've seen the Texans play against some better teams. You know, we saw them play against Detroit with the same issues. I mean, I don't think they're going to be letting up the loss tomorrow to Miami, as much as Miami's been doing well on offense this year. But their defense is kind of, they said they're 11th in passing defense, but they've struggled. But are they going to be able to contain Joe Mixon? Probably not. I don't think they'll be able to contain Joe Mixon. That's going to be an issue for them. And then we have the Houston Texans defense. They've been saving on some higher powered offenses. I think this is gonna be it's probably gonna be a close one, probably a single digit game. Texans get the win. Especially with Derek Stingley back there, I think he'll get at least somehow a takeaway tomorrow. But this Texans defense, I think we'll be able to contain a good amount of the time to a Tagovailoa, Tyreek. Now, don't contain Tyreek too much. I have him on fantasy. But I do think the Texans get the win. Broncos, Colts at 325. It's not really a question. Colts, we can see Anthony Richardson, much more potential. But Denver, with this offense, much better. We've seen them in the past few years, with Bo Nix looking like Offensive Rookie of the Year. Connecting to Courtland Sutton a lot. Javonte Williams is not even that bad of a running back this year. He's a much better running back. Sean Payton's done a much better turnaround with this team this year. This defense is a top defense in the league. I know they had trouble against the Broncos. Jameis Winston putting over 500 yards on them, but they're going to play much better this year. This game, I don't think they'll let Indianapolis and Anthony Richardson do that. Of course, the offense is sneaky, but Denver's going to get the win. These are 2 good games. We start off with Buffalo and Detroit. This one is going to be a shootout. These defenses are not prepared, I believe, for each other's offense. Josh Allen is going to have a monstrous game tomorrow. Detroit with Jared Goff, David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs, a St. Brown, Williams. All of them are going to have a fantastic game tomorrow. It's going to be going against a struggling Buffalo defense. When it comes to offenses that are pretty talented, they haven't really succeeded at this year. You could say, oh, well, Chiefs really aren't that good of an offense. Defense has been the main reason when they've been really like that. Buffalo doing against the Niners. The Niners are all banged up, so it really don't matter. And even so, they're not going to be able to contain someone like the Lions. They're just not. It's going to be a hard-fought shootout game tomorrow. But the Lions win the game. We'll give them the advantage because I think they're the better team and they're at home. You could say in the cold and Buffalo, we could probably say a different thing. But neutral field, Lions are the better team. Eagles and Steelers. I have more faith in Philadelphia, but I would love the Steelers to win this game. I'd love Philly to lose. I know the NFC East chances are impossible probably for us. I just want them to lose. But Philadelphia does get the win. I think Russell Wilson's played at a pretty high level this year. Going into what we would think that Justin Fields might be the guy to put in and maybe to keep. They tried Russell, and he showed that he was a starter. and at least get Justin Fields maybe this next year to learn from him. Of course, Russell Wilson's a veteran. He's won a Super Bowl. He's been to a couple, and obviously, I do think we all know that really know football that the Philadelphia defense is a top 5 scoring defense in the league right now, and this is what's going to be the case tomorrow. Will Russell Wilson will he be able to get through a tough defense? I'm not expecting the run game for them to be really well tomorrow. I'm not. Now I could see that front for Pittsburgh having maybe something on Saquon Barkley. I don't think he's gonna let them run all over them. He's probably gonna get a TD. He's probably gonna get a good amount of yards. I see Philadelphia win this game. You also give them home field advantage, but on a neutral site, I think Philadelphia is the better team. Now that offense can be pretty inconsistent. We saw it last week. For some reason, Hurts and Brown have beef with each other. I don't know why, but I do think it could be mid-scoring game. We could probably maybe see probably like the Baltimore game, maybe. This offense is good, but I think this offense for Philadelphia isn't consistent enough. And I think that will stop them from making the Super Bowl. But they still have a high-powered offense. And Jalen Hurts, as I will admit, has been playing pretty well this year. So that could get them to the Super Bowl. But we're not worried about that right now. We're worried about this game, and I think Philadelphia takes it. Next up is Cardinals and Patriots. Sorry if I'm on a low, so right now, my camera's low. Okay, that should be better. Yeah, okay. That should be better. Cardinals and the Patriots. Kyler, I'm not expecting New England to do anything tomorrow. I'm sure Drake May will have a game for a rookie. We don't expect to do anything probably about that game. But the Cardinals, I think, will have a pretty good day on the offensive side of the ball. I think they'll connect to Marvin Harrison Jr. more. They're going to get more involved. I think Kyler Murray's going to have a good day. I think the Cardinals will get the win. I'm just not really to say much. I think they'll play at a level we've seen them play before, a couple times this year, but they've lost a couple games in a row now, but they'll get back on it against a worse New England team tomorrow. Another game, Tampa Bay and LA Chargers. Well, this is sure going to be a game. This sure is going to be a good game, but I just don't see Baker Mayfield in that offense, who we've seen connect, but we haven't seen. We saw them against Las Vegas last year. I know they got some guys, key players up there, but for the Buccaneers, yeah, I don't think they're going to have trouble finding Mike Evans a lot of the time. K-Dot, and they're going to have some trouble finding them, especially with a good front of the Chargers attacking, pressuring Baker Mayfield. He's going to make some mistakes. They got one of the top scoring offenses in the league right now, the Chargers do. And that Buccaneers defense, I don't think will be able to contain Justin Herbert tomorrow. And if you give them also home field advantage, that clears it too. Well, I'm not saying that they're the biggest, loudest fan base, but just going to say, but the Chargers are the better team, and they're pretty good, pretty well balanced on both sides of the ball. All right, so Packers taking on the Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks have a good defense, enough to maybe stop the Packers, contain them, but I think eventually it's going to probably be Packers rolling. They'll get on a roll somehow. Seahawks will try to get into the game. I think they can. They'll maybe be able to tie it up, but we'll have Jordan Love, like a game-winning TD or something like that. Josh Jacobs will have, I think, another good game. He's been playing much better this year. He's coming off of a worse team, off injuries. He's doing better, coming off the free agency and getting on this Green Bay Packers team. He's had a good season. I think and that run defense is not good enough. It's in the bottom 10, 12 for Seattle this year. So that's what's going to struggle where the Seattle Seahawks can win tomorrow, stopping Josh Jacobs. Jordan Love, I think they're not bad. They're actually pretty good, all near top 10 for Seattle in points. And they're about, I think, in the top 10, or at least close, in passing. So that could be a key tomorrow. But it's also stopping Josh Jacobs as a factor. Now, Green Bay will be able to stop Geno Smith. Yeah, I think they will. I do think the Packers will be able to stop Geno Smith a good amount tomorrow, where the offense can get ahead. But I still think Jordan Love will have a good game. I think their offense will be more executing than Seattle's offense will. I think the defense will put up with Geno Smith, DK Metcalf a lot more tomorrow. But it will be a battle. Expected to be a battle in a tough place to play at. We saw them play in the AFC Championship 10 years ago. It was a great atmosphere. Seattle's probably much more hyped now that they're back to a good record. They haven't had in a while. Well, at least being at 8-5 at this period of time, so that's good for them. Minnesota taking on the Bears, Monday Night Football game number 1. It should be close. I think it somehow will. It's a rivalry game, but I think the Vikings clear. They'll sweep. The offense has been fantastic, obviously, for the Vikings. The Bears somehow will get unlucky, or they'll have a bad game. It's really in between. They'll be either close or they'll get blown out. There's nothing really to it. They're just going to have to find a whole new thing, I think, next year. Because they're not, I don't think they'll make the playoffs, even though it really seemed like they would. And then the number 2, Falcons and Raiders. Yes, Kirk Cousins hasn't been playing well. Maybe somehow the Raiders can pull off an upset. I don't see it happening. I think the Falcons he'll get his TD tomorrow or on Monday night, and they'll beat the Raiders. They'll clear them and get the win. And then total points, I like 35. But thank you so much for watching Dog Squad. This should be premiered for Sunday. Hope I get all my picks. Hopefully, good luck to y'all in fantasy. Good luck to everyone in the playoffs, or if you're in the consolation playoffs. And good luck to everyone that's doing picks. And hopefully you enjoy Week 15. And like I said, I'll put up the poll this week to see what you'd want to do. If I need to delete some content, nothing, or is it something else? If there's also anything I need to add, I'll let you know on the poll. But if there's something I need to add, then I can go ahead and add it on the channel. Or on the comments section. But thank you so much for watching, Dog Squad. I'll see you next time. Peace.
Ho, 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 ho!